Listen, business owners are not prepared for life after the business. They don't know what the retirement looks like, what's the inheritance look like. We're going to talk about it today. I am Dr. Blackwealth, and we got...
It's your girl, Miss Fab Financial, checking in on the ones and twos.
A little warm now after 3 recordings.
Right? Dig a little
Welcome
spicy.
to the #1 show covering all things business, politics, and wealth. Today, we're going to be diving into business owners not being prepared, inflation going up, Gen Z's getting fired, and Trump executive order over control of independent agencies.
Over everything.
Everything. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell as we bring the news to you live, covering all things for you business owners in the quick take.
Mm-hmm.
First things up is Trump.
You got that right. You said it right. Pump. It's like,
Trump signs an executive order to take over independent agencies, things like the Federal Trade Commissions, the Federal Communication Commissions, and the Securities and Exchange Commission. One that's not in there and will probably never be in there is the Fed. What's your take on that?
It's an F. It's an F. I don't know of another grade. I'm going to just hold it up. Why?
There's plenty grades. A, B, C, D.
That means that it's, no, why? Why? First of all, he's my stomach hurt and my head hurt. Why? To gain more control and power and handicap the checks and balances of this country. Yes, some of them may have been inefficient and needed help, but the Federal Elections Commission you want control over, sir? Sir, it's Project 2025 just spelling it all out as he wants to become the forever president.
The Communication Commission?
The FEC, the FCC, it's the Federal Elections Commission, all of them. He wants to control. He wants to have to separate you from being a king and having absolute power is why these agencies exist. So the mere fact that you want to dismantle them and you want to expand your power and have control over them, to me is horrible. It's the reason why one person shouldn't have ultimate control. We are flawed as people. If we about to bring in God in here, I'm a spiritual person. We are typically flawed as a person, as people. So one person having that type of control, who has shown in the past to be egregious, greedy, a racist, a womanizer, a apist, he's all the things, should not have control too much over anything. But So it's an F for me.
Got it. I'm giving it an A. So the agencies, it's like, hey, they're issuing out rules and regulations that's costing billions of dollars, right? Controversial policies, and they have no oversight from the government. They spending taxpayers' dollars to put these programs in place without consulting with the government.
They definitely consult
and they don't
the government.
really have oversight. So the SEC, they should put the Fed in there too, if I'm being honest. But that was one of the controversial reasons on why.
Absolutely not. It needs to be independent.
That's
if the Fed was in
why
there, the rate would be at 1%, and we would
It was controversial on the Fed even started in 1913 because they didn't want to have control over the government. And that's really what's happening here. So you got the SEC, although I'm for some of these agencies because of what they do, especially the SEC. However, they should have they should be held accountable to some type of oversight and not just be brought in on hearings.
Accountability is very different than saying that they shouldn't exist at all.
But I don't think he's getting rid of them. He's just having control over them. They got to report to him on what's happening.
It's not reporting to him. He is
That's what the thing said, man.
If they're he's ahead of all of the agencies, right? So he's putting everything under the executive order.
Fulfills President Trump's promise to restore constitutional governmance and accountability to the entire executive branch. The executive power without responsibility has no place in our republic. This is like Star Wars. The United States was founded on the principles that the government should be accountable to the people.
Jesus,
he's trying to overthrow the republic.
And that's a good
They're
thing.
gonna be. It's just control. He's not getting rid of them. He like y'all operating independently. And y'all spending taxpayers' dollars.
They need to be operated independently. So then audit where the money is going. Why do you need to be under control? No, absolutely not. It's basically so I could tell you what to do and you're supposed to do it.
Amen. I mean, it could be a little bit of that
And he's
too.
the wrong man to do that. Absolutely not.
All right, y'all.
F.
Next up on this thing, man. Gen Zs are unhireable and getting fired. There are individuals that are there are executives who are firing Gen Zs from poor work ethic, lack of motivation, poor communication skills, poor professionalism, and a tendency to prioritize personal interests over work demands. That's our workforce that's coming up behind us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your take on it?
I'm giving it a B minus.
Okay.
I agree that you need to show up and you need to be efficient and you need to separate your work life and your business life.
Yeah.
Your home life. I think, but I also, some of it, I think that when you isolate a particular generation and demonize them, you need to look at you. You need to look at the generation before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because typically these behaviors don't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It usually is fostered and developed out of the prior generation. So I think you need to look at the prior generation and go, well, what deficiencies did we have to promote this type of mediocre or not good work culture?
Or not good work culture.
Right? Like where did that come from?
I got you.
It usually doesn't just like come from nowhere.
I think the answer to that was my take on it. So I'm giving it an F. Because I think that's exactly what happened. I think Gen Zs watch their parents and grandparents work religiously, stress, get more responsibility, less pay, not be able to make things because they got to work, right? And I think as we move forward and AI is coming into play and, COVID knocking out, when we battle between working home and working in the office, there's a new wave of how you should do work. And I think that it might be redefining corporate, because who says what you guys did for years is still right, or why not change it? I think those people who are firing them people are not being inclusive around change to evolve the entire work culture, because you ain't going to get rid of Gen Zs, and there's going to be more people that's going to retire than you, and you need to replace them. I think the corporate culture is going to change overall, and you need to start to adapt that early.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent, but I don't think that
every older generation have a problem with the younger generation.
Of course, because it's always like them.
Right.
But I think
y'all don't want to do nothing.
I think the way that the culture, the way that the administration is heading is to say, hey, you need to bring everyone back to work. They're trying to reestablish that corporate work
right.
culture.
But they're gonna have to do it different. It ain't gonna be the same thing. It ain't gonna be coming back to work and
it's
middle management.
Well, because somebody's gonna want to. You're right to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think the culture in general in this country is changing, and that's also the reason why you have so much outrage, right? Because as the country becomes more brown, younger, you have older white men who are rejecting that, and they are trying to say, no, we want it back the way it has always been.
Now, don't get it confused. There's some diverse people that's firing these Gen Zs. There's some black people, my people in there firing them.
For sure, but it's coming from that
same mentality.
That same mentality of ruling under an iron thumb. You're going to work. And you're going to be grateful for whatever I give you. Yeah. And the younger generation are like, no, I'll be a global blogger or something. I'm a blog on YouTube.
Gen Z's, I'm with y'all,
move
man.
To Thailand.
We got to figure it out.
They're like, I'm going to move to Thailand. Y'all.
We hiring. What y'all want to do? Just got to be able to work. Listen, if you're a business owner, LLC, S Corp, partnership, or C Corp, and you need to file your taxes, come to Eagle Financial Group where we can file your taxes. We specialize in business taxes to make sure we file and give you all the tax strategy savings that you need to put money back into your business. Click the link below, set an appointment, book a call, and our team will reach out to you. Listen, in other news, man, inflation is going up.
Jesus.
February 12th, this just happened.
Hide
right?
your wife and your kids, child. They stealing eggs and everything.
They have
Lord.
increased inflation by 0.5%. Now it's at 3%. And then with the recent news from the Fed that haven't changed the interest rate, the target rate is still at between 4.25 and 4.50%. What is your take on this? Inflation is at an all-time high. You know, I'm giving this a F. I'm just going to start off the gate. I just went to Publix 3 days ago.
You giving inflation an F or
Right.
the cause of inflation?
All of it. Because you need to bring
one?
it down.
You gonna blame the eggs?
All of it.
Not the people in charge.
You know, but what's crazy about it is,
Just the
you know,
eggs' fault.
that's also a good point too, because that's what President Trump, you know, came in
He
on
said
his
the
promise
next day.
to bring it down.
The next day.
And it still hasn't happened. And that's when, and it's really going up. Here's the flip side that people don't really take in consideration when it comes to inflation, though, is them prices won't go down. Even if they drop interest rates, if you paying $10 for your carton of eggs, when they drop interest rates, you still gonna be paying $10 for
Of course
eggs.
you are, because you have to look at the symptom on why it even
I
increased.
just paid $9.
And it's not based on the lack of liquidity in the market, right? The interest rates don't have anything to do with that.
I looked at the thing, I was like, let me see the receipt. The same amount of groceries. I spent $300 something. I've never spent that much money in
imagine if
Publix.
you know, and so that's child. I can't even. It's crazy. He said the next day. He said the
Yeah.
next day. But I think when you are not honest, that's why I don't really appreciate him as a leader. You need to be honest with the American people about why this is happening and how you overcome that, and doing a smoke screen and saying I'm a change it the next day. It's Biden.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't talking about bird flu. That's Biden's fault.
Yeah.
The man, it's his fault
I
of a
stole your
bird
thunder a
flu.
little bit. What's your grade on it?
Oh, child, I done forgot. Thank you for bringing it back to me. So the grade on inflation,
Yeah.
I'm giving
It
it.
definitely can't be a B or A.
I'm giving it a B.
Oh my God.
I'm giving it a B. Why I give inflation a B?
Democrat response.
It's definitely not. It's definitely not. Okay, I just told you about my nails. Okay, I'm definitely not for inflation. I'm giving. Okay, I just told you I spent $100 on my nails. I'm feeling some type of way, and I know the acrylic in the gel didn't go up. Okay, however.
It's them tariffs on shit.
It's definitely not the tariff shit. They didn't even, but it could be. I'm giving it a B because I want people to wake up and see the hypocrisy in this government. I want them to see how I do. Sometimes you got to burn this shit down. You got to see it because y'all playing games and thinking that these people care about you. They don't give a flying fruitcake about how much your groceries are. They do not care.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to pay $25 for eggs. I want it to be so bad that y'all storm the Capitol and make it happen. Y'all need to make it shake. It's not business as usual.
Oh my goodness.
It is not business as usual. I need y'all to wake up.
Yeah, $20
These people
an egg,
do
I'm gonna
not
buy a chicken.
They're not even buying eggs, okay? They sending out their house help. They don't even know how much eggs. They like, why do people keep talking about the eggs? They
coming to
don't
the
know.
farm.
They don't know and they don't care.
Listen, it's a lot of stuff that's impacting inflation, to be honest with you. And then the Fed's not cutting rates has a lot to do with the uncertainty of the fiscal policy.
So that means they have no confidence in the leader. Because he is so
they just have uncertainty around these orders and how they're gonna take into effect.
So what does that mean? That means they have no confidence in him.
That's not what
that means.
Jerome Powell said.
That's what it means. It's about stability.
Yeah.
If you are causing trade wars around the world, around the world and internal, that causes uncertainty.
Well,
right? Which means we're not going to lower the rate, which means there's a lack of liquidity in the market. But that really doesn't have anything to do with why your groceries prices are up.
Yeah.
That's nothing to do with that.
Either way, you
Everything.
better get your money up because them prices ain't gonna go down even when the rates do drop.
Go
So,
up. I want
get your
everything
money
to
up.
go up so high that people stop buying. Get your chickens in the backyard. Barter. You got a chicken? I'll buy the eggs from you.
Oh Jesus!
Get corporate greed out of the mix.
Get
I will
outta
buy them
here.
from you. They need listen. The revolution is being televised.
Oh,
Y'all better
Jesus.
wake up. Don't you buy another thing.
Whatever.
Don't buy nothing.
You got 4 kids.
They don't need eggs.
They was asking me about oatmeal before I left the house. I'm like, you just woke up. It is high. We gotta go to the store, man. What you talking about?
Who got eggs for sale? You hear about the okay, one more thing.
Oh my God.
One more thing.
We moving on.
Listen, give me 2.2. Okay, did you hear about the 100,000 eggs that was stolen from the farm in upstate Pennsylvania?
Oh, really?
From the farm, they stole eggs.
Who stole them?
The people.
What people?
Our
Immigrants?
mans in them.
Who?
Our peoples in them. You know the peoples in them that done stole the eggs.
I didn't hear about that, but
Oh,
I
yes.
ain't
It's
surprised.
100,000 eggs that was stolen from
That's
a farm.
Crazy. All
And-
that profit gone.
Bye, see you later. That's what you get.
You need to get security on the farms. That's a job
Now,
opportunity.
y'all reach out to
Security
me now.
on the
Hit me in my
farms.
DMs and let me know.
Oh my God! Don't hit me up.
Hit me up. We got to do an underground. That's how Speakeasy came about. You got to X out the corporate greed.
Oh, okay.
We got to take the power back.
Y'all want to steal? Moving
They
on.
stealing from us?
Listen. The next topic we talk about is business owners not prepared for life after business. It was an article that came out about how business owners reinvest their money back into their business and not thinking about the long game, right? So not thinking about retirement or the inheritance or passing it down. And so I think that's an important topic to discuss.
For sure.
As you have baby boomers that are retiring. There is going to be the biggest wealth transfer ever, and most of it is going to be transferred down to them or from them as they are retiring. Millennials are coming up and GZs are coming right behind. So what's your take on that?
Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna give it a F.
Okay.
I'll give it a D. It's a real thing. That's a real thing. A lot of aged or seasoned business owners, unfortunately, have not thought about the future.
Yeah.
Have not thought about what's happening. Now, it is the opportunity for us and younger people to take advantage of that, right? Because typically they end up selling their businesses at a lower rate because they need the money for retirement. They're usually kind of strapped for cash because they haven't done the due diligence to think about the future. So unfortunately, I'm giving it a D. The mindset, the culture about retirement as a business owner is really overrated. I think this kind of work mindset that the country has instilled in people unfortunately has done a poor job in preparing people for their latter years, right? And so I'm giving it a D, but it is a tremendous opportunity for younger people to buy business that's already been established. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C. I think it's an opportunity for you too, as a business owner. You should be looking for the future, right? Like, invest your money in your business. Have a plan. You want to invest your money back into your business because that's the biggest asset that you own. But you also want to start building assets outside of that. So your investments, whether that's stocks, bonds, funds, or other businesses, real estate, etc. There's plenty of different ways that you can do it. Outside, I'm not a huge fan of your everyday retirement accounts outside of what they're, using it for a tax strategy for sure. But putting your money in other places that helps it build money, especially because you don't know whether your kids are going to
take the business
or not.
Yeah.
So get it ready to sell because somebody else could buy it, and then you start your family office. So I think it's something that we have to look into as a planner. When I advise business owners, I'm always thinking about that. I'm not just thinking about today, the short, the profit, or the tax savings. I'm thinking about what's your goals, what's your vision, what's your ambition. At the end of the day, when the song is done, what is it that you want people to get from it?
Yeah.
And so that's how we advise and plan our business owners every single month. And so if you are a business and need some advisory services or tax strategy services, hit us up and we'll be happy to help you out.
And I think one more point. I
Go
think
ahead.
that we don't think outside of our square sometimes. Like when people are retiring, I have my great cousin they retired and moved to Panama, right? They were like, we're going to sell the business. We're going to take our funds. And they moved to Panama, and they live in a really nice condominium that maybe cost them about maybe $200 or $300 a month. You know what I mean? Like, I think when people think about retirement and future, it doesn't always have to be inside the United States.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, you know, the cost of living outside of the U.S. is relatively low. Your dollar goes far. And so you're not spending your latter years here struggling and stressing, waiting on Social Security.
I think if I was to go to another country, I might go to Japan.
Yeah.
I'm messing with it.
Yeah.
Okinawa.
I'm liking it.
And so we'll keep y'all posted on all these things as we cover your business, financial, and wealthy news. And we'll see y'all next week. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and put your grade in the comments. Let us know what you think. And we'll shout y'all out.